Hi, I'm Chris Hanley, and welcome to another Dark Days Radio unboxing for Warmachine. So we're going to be looking at the Gravediggers expansion, but before we get into that, I just want to give a shout out to Handiwork Games and John Hodgson's A3 Skies backdrop that I got recently. This is awesome for taking backdrops when you've got a large amount of miniatures that you want to get in view. Such fantastic panels such as that, or such as that. You see that without the glare. There we go. You get the idea. So you get maybe 32. There you go. 32 backdrops for use for your miniatures. So that's another one that I had because I've already got that in A4, so I got it in A3 for bigger amounts of miniatures. Now let's get on to the main thing. So before we go into the main unboxing, I thought I'd show off up close under the camera my Gravediggers that I've painted so far. So the first model we're going to look at is we've got Captain Buckhasker. So that I finished. Yeah, I'm quite happy with how he turned out. Then we've got Captain Cynthia Roscoe. So my paint scheme is that of the Ghost Dogs. So rather than being bright blues and coppery colours of the Gravediggers, we've got greys and dark blue blacks or green blacks. Then we've got the Rowdies, who are a group of Signarin kind of like trencher commandos. So there's 3 in that character unit. I'm not going to get into their individual names. I need to give them a bit of a blast of a matte varnish, just where inks and washes and contrast paints have dried a little shiny. Then we've got this character is a solo, is Sergeant Bruno Ramjaw. So he's a Trollkin with a massive chain gun. That's kind of fun. Then we've got the Warjacks. So we've got a Patriot, which is the light Warjack. So here I've got it with a spear, shield with a built-in gun, and its head option is for being an arc node. But we can, because I've got them painted up in here, a selection of different arms. Let's see if we can pluck out quickly some other arms. We're not going to pluck out some other heads. Oh no, the heads are on over here, so we could do that. But let's go with that. That's good. So let's swap out that arm for this arm, and then swap out that arm for that arm there. We've now got something that's got a close combat weapon and a long range, kind of more sniper cannon. So yeah, that's the Patriot. Then we've got the Valiant, which is the non-character heavy warjack for the Gravediggers. So what you've got up here. So again, we've got arm options that we can give, like it can have a shield and a hammer and everything. But what we've got here is a hard point. So in the game, when it's first deployed on the battlefield, it will not have a weapon in its hard point. It will look something more like that. Then you use your command card to airdrop into the game a weapon, which is then deployed to its hard point. So then you can swap that out to be this cannon. There's a rocket launcher array, or there is also a flamethrower. So that's kind of fun. And then we have, to finish this up, let me just put away weapon options. Obviously there's head options on this guy. I'm not going to go through all the weapon options. But we've also got the character warjack for the so far. There is another one coming in the next, not the expansion unboxing today, but another expansion. Here we've got Plugger, who is a character warjack that comes with 2 big dirty knives, and he has a chain gun. Right, so that's what I've painted so far. I've still got to paint some tokens for Haskell. He has these landmine tokens. He's got 3 of those that are part of his feet. And then we've also got, for purposes of showing where things are airdropped, we've got these cargo crates, ammo crates that have to be painted up. So that's still to be done on the paint side. That'll be dead easy. But now let's get into the actual unboxing. So this is what we've got. Let's see if we can zoom out a bit. There we go. So this is what we've got. The Gravediggers expansion. So that arrived just today. So let's see what we get in here first. Okay, we've got some bases, as we should expect. And I think in here there's a solo and something else. Oh, no, this is a warjack that we've got in here, and a solo. So the solo we've got, let's zoom in. Move that out of the way. So it's not solo, this is our Warcaster. So this is Major Grant Vargas. Let's get in a bit closer. Oh, wrong way. Yeah, nothing too crazy to tidy up on him, and he comes with a dirty grey kind of like let's see, how would this attach? Is that how it attaches? Yeah. Okay, so he's got a dirty grey autocannon of sorts with a bayonet. He looks quite like he's going to be quite the heavy. Lots of nice armour plates to paint up, not festooned with rivets, so it should be pretty good to paint up. And then also, I think that's what that is. That is going to attach somewhere. Like so, and that's going to come round to there for his bullet chain of bullets that's going to be there. So that's fun. Let's put him back in. And I'm running out of space in carry cases, so I need to get sort out a new carry case for me for this army. I think I'm going to fit my Space Marine army. Okay, so this is a light warjack which you drop. I can't remember the name of this one precisely, but as you can see, it's a variant of the Patriot. It just has, clearly, it's less armoured. That allows it to be airdropped, I guess. It has a shield. So that shield's very similar to the one we've seen already on the Patriot. And then it also has a spear, again, quite similar to what we've seen. But that's a so you don't get to change the weapons or head options on these warjacks that are airdropped. But cool, mid game airdropping in an extra warjack or two is pretty exciting. Okay, so that's that box opened up. And we're going to get these airbrushed up fairly rapidly now I know what my paint scheme is. So some more bases. And this looks like it's going to be, oh, I don't know, could be anything in here. Another warjack and a solo or two. Oh, okay, cool, right, okay. So the solo we've got is a unit attachment for the trenches. So this is a Trollkin sniper. That's a really cool miniature. That's really, again, nice amounts of armor plates to paint up and do shading on. Not festooned with lots of fiddly detail to paint. That's going to be really fun and easy to paint and look great on the battlefield. And let's have a look at its size compared to our character solo. Oh, it's comparable in size, and the armor is a good match. Good. Okay, then we've got, this is a character. This is Lieutenant Stella Barron. So she looks like she's got some sort of grenade launcher. So that's fun. And then we have our second airdropped light warjack. So again, you can see it's got a slightly different head. I think the body pose is the same as the other one. But then it comes with, as we've seen on, it's got this sword that's slightly differently posed to the one on the Patriot. And then we've got, again, this kind of long sniper cannon here. So, great. Lots of warjacks. And in the next box, actually, from this, we get another character warjack called Beaker, and another warjack that can be airdropped into the game. So the Gravediggers are quite a interesting army that you can play these command cards to add warjacks in, and those warjacks then get controlled by units that you have. They jack marshal them. So units that can jack marshal are the gun mages. I think the Gravedigger commandos, they're jack marshals. Gravedigger rangers, they're jack marshals as well. The rowdies are jack. So everyone's a jack marshal except for the Black 13th in there and the Stormcalls and Stormvanes from previous. Okay, so this looks like it's going to be a unit of our trenches, our rangers, I should say. Oh wow, okay, so we got oh actually no, we got more than that in here. Okay, so let's put those to the side. Okay, so we've got our first unit of rangers here. So as you can see, those are stunning. Wow, they're cool. We've come on a long way since MK1 or even MK3 when we had plastic trenches. Nice. And then we've got one with a support weapon. And another one with a support weapon. And they are joined by our gun mages. Our Gravedigger gun mages. So gun mages have come on a long way since we first remember them in. They've always been metal. With tricorn hats. I kind of miss the tricorn hats, but little berets is also kind of cool. Fits the being more formally part of the military, I guess. Great, they're cool, and they're going to pair really well with Kane. Yeah, they're superb. Wow. So that means then the last box we have here, it's going to be... Aha. So there's a second unit of trenches that we have. And also something a little bit bigger, I believe. Yes, there we go. Right, okay. So our second unit of trenches, and the cool thing about the trenches is that there are 10 different sculpts. So yeah, okay. So you don't get any options in how they pose or what they're armed with, but every sculpt is unique. They're going to be amazing to paint. I cannot wait for that. We also get this little airdrop token. I say token, but it's a manlet. So you can have that deployed, and it can be a defensive position for cover. Great for a warcaster to hide behind. And then we got this. We've got our solo here, which is our machine gun, our heavy machine gun crew. So we've got this machine gun, which will be on a base with this guy feeding ammo into it, like so. And then this guy is going to be behind it. So that's it. That's the unboxing done. As you can see, these are great models. I am over the moon. No problems with them. Things feel a little bit more crisper again, which is crazy. They've upped the sculpting, the casting. Things also feel a little bit more flexible. So they're not as brittle. So that's good. Wow, well, there you go. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing. If you like all the other content of Darker Days Radio, please subscribe to the YouTube. Go over to our Instagram. We'll try and get some more content there. Go over to our to the podcast. Subscribe that. Listen to all the episodes. We've got stuff about the roleplay game. We've got stuff about wargaming in general, and then horror RPGs. We will be doing some more stuff. Hopefully, we'll do some stuff to do with Iron Kingdom's Strange Light Workshop soon. But that's it for now. So goodbye.